Today on the TMZ Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the TMZ Podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton and joining me today is Eric Colley. How are you, Eric?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Bit tired actually because I was forced to work last night.
Oh no, were you working the Critics' Choice Awards?
Supposed to be.
Wait, wait, so you were forced to work and didn't?
Well, I didn't get anything and I was hanging out at outside Craig's in Beverly Hills and no one was there.
Showed up. They're like, oh, we heard Charlie's at Craig's, don't go.
Yeah. So, I mean, I kind of did. Critics' Choice was last night. And the reason we got you in today specifically, besides your good looks and talent and all that.
Yeah, of course, obviously.
Is that the big category last night that is causing headlines is the Song of the Year. And you know everything about songs.
It was a surprising and not surprising choice.
Okay. And there's drama coming from it, though.
A lot of drama.
So we'll talk about that. Also, huge news for Hulk Hogan. He rescued a woman from a flipped car.
Right. This is like something out of a movie. Like, it's more dramatic than wrestling.
It really is like real-life superhero stuff.
Yeah.
And finally, it wouldn't be an episode of the TMZ Pod if we didn't discuss Taylor Swift.
It wouldn't be life if we didn't discuss Taylor Swift.
Because Travis and Taylor are getting engaged. Oh, no,
Oh,
sorry.
no.
Sorry, they're not getting engaged.
You scamp.
They're
See what
not
you
getting-
did there.
And their friends barely think they're serious. So we'll talk about that.
Right.
Sorry, Swifties. To begin with, though, the Critics' Choice Awards was last night, and Chelsea Handler, the host of the awards, did what her ex Jo Koy couldn't. Be funny.
Right.
She was great. She was the perfect choice for the award.
And you know, how happy were they when Jo Koy bombed for the Critics' Choice to know, like, oh, we've got his ex lined up hosting.
It's like poetic.
Yeah, and she took a shot at him.
She really did. Let's listen to that shot now.
Unfortunately, Martin Scorsese isn't here tonight, but that's not going to stop me from letting everyone in this room know that I would toss him around like a little Italian meatball. Thank you for laughing at that. My writers wrote it.
So if you remember, Jo Koy, a lot of times during his Golden Globes hosting, when the jokes bombed, he blamed the writers.
Which was often, yeah. And even not even just saying like, oh, I only had 10 days and I've had, my writers worked on this. There was one point when people did laugh at a joke, he goes, oh yeah, the ones you laughed at are the ones I wrote.
So that's a big dig from Chelsea to her ex. I wonder what Joe would have thought when he heard it. I mean,
Oh, he was watching.
He was watching and hoping that she would fall on her face, probably.
Maybe, or at least if she didn't, not call him out.
And
She did. The thing is, the joke, the Martin Scorsese meatball joke's not even that funny.
No.
But that's the thing. She delivered it really well. It seemed funny.
100%. A lot of these people want to laugh at a confident delivery. And Jo Koy was kind of just reading a teleprompter and knew he wasn't going to be funny.
Right.
Whereas Chelsea was just like, I'm just going to win this crowd.
Some
And
of
she
his,
did.
Some of his jokes were kind of funny, but they just fell flat the way he delivered them. Hers, that wasn't even that funny of a joke, but it seemed funny because she delivered it well.
It makes his performance seem even less funny that she was so funny. Because especially this whole week, we've been discussing, is it possible for someone to be funny at these awards shows on the heels of Jo Koy? Because lots of comedians defended him, said, that room is full of stuffy people just waiting to hear if they win or lose awards. I mean, that never landed with me because, look what Chelsea did. And also, you've seen comedians in the past really kill it.
It's a dumb argument. To me, it's like saying all comedians are the same.
Yeah.
It's like, with music, if you're having your kid's 4th birthday party, you don't want to hire a death metal band. It's not that they're a bad band. It's just they're not the right fit for that situation.
I'm not a death metal fan.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? It just means that's, you aren't right for this.
Yes, hire a clown.
Jo Koy is funny, but maybe not for hosting an award show.
Agreed.
It's a different skill set.
Agreed. I went to a Frozen-themed birthday over the weekend.
Oh,
a
how was
3-year-old that Elsa and Anna sung.
Oh, okay.
They were really good.
Yeah.
That's the performers, singers you should hire for.
But if they had done booty rap, maybe that's not appropriate.
I would have laughed. The kids would have been. Yeah.
Not that it's bad. It's just not everything works in every situation.
Do you think Jo Koy fired off a text to Chelsea saying, "Are you serious, man?"
No, you just got to leave that alone.
You just got to leave.
Because then she'll bring it up. But yeah, Joe texted me and said, "Wow, you killed me."
Yeah, totally.
What are you gonna say?
But the big category that is causing headlines from last night is the Song of the Year because, it went to someone unexpected. And also, someone got a dig. Let's listen to, two of the hosts now What are their
Bella
names?
Ramsey from The Last of Us and Game of Thrones, and Anthony Ramos made a joke about the nominees.
This year's batch of Best Song nominees are masterfully crafted works of art delivered by some of the most famous voices in the music industry.
Included in the mix are Billie Eilish, Lenny Kravitz, and Dua Lipa. They're all fire. Love them all.
And then there are the actors who also think that they're singers. Jack Black, Ariana DeBose, and Ken himself, Ryan Gosling. Can you feel the Kenergy? Can you feel the Kenergy?
I feel the Kenergy. I feel it.
Ariana DeBose was offended by that.
I think she's got a right to be.
It's a joke. It's clearly a joke. Just
But it's not. But it's not based in truth. Like, I get very defensive about the movie Wish because I mean, not to bring it back to my 3-year-old again, but it's all we listen to. It's all we like. That Wish soundtrack is fire, and that main Wish song is just such a hit, and she sings so well on it.
She's an amazing singer, Ariana DeBose. She won an Oscar for West Side Story, which is a musical. Like, she can sing. That is her thing. But honestly, even to the other two nominees, remember Ryan Gosling started on the Mickey Mouse Club, and he sang. People were always shocked that he could sing. Jack Black, Tenacious D, he's had hit records for decades. So all three of them have careers as singers or are known as that outside of being actors. But it's just the joke that you have 6 nominees, 3 of them are giant pop stars, and 3 of them are more famous as actors.
Okay, I kind of get it now.
But yeah, so Ariana DeBose, when they said her, the camera cut to her, and she kind of smirked and gave this little awkward smile, like, I'm going to play along with this. But then she went to Instagram and she says, no, I didn't find it funny, LOL. Although she put an LOL on it, so maybe she did find it funny. I don't know. But yeah, I get, because she is, I'm sure, because she also came up in like Broadway and musical theater, like singing is just as important to her as acting. So yeah, you maybe feel a little slight.
Okay, I understand it better now. This is why we got you in, Eric. I understand it better now with your explanation, because at the time I was offended when I heard it.
It's just the joke. Like, obviously, when you look at that list of those 6 names, 3 of them are really famous for being singers.
Yes.
3 of them are famous for being actors.
Right.
It's just that joke. It's just that all 3 of those actors also have singing careers.
Very true.
And
okay.
the singers kind of have acting careers.
I mean, everything crosses over now.
It has to.
If you become a celebrity in one field, why not dominate all fields? You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay.
And to that point, who won of those 6 people?
Oh, that's right. We didn't even mention who won.
Oh, we have to mention who won.
Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling, I'm Just Ken, won.
And nobody was more surprised about it than Ryan Gosling.
True. I mean, I was pretty surprised. Do you think, as, you know, the music, you know, affectionately named nerd,
Yeah, I don't mind.
Do you think that deserved to win?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh.
It was the most talked about song, but after everybody saw that movie, the I'm Just Ken thing and Kenergy and all that, that's what you remember. How does the Billie Eilish song from Barbie go? See?
It's really slow and stuff.
But then it's I'm Just Ken. Like,
no, but what about Peaches, 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 Peaches?
That's pretty good too.
I think that was more of a viral thing than I'm Just Ken even.
Well, both of those songs charted actually.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
But so yeah, Billie Eilish, who so I'm Just Ken. Ryan Gosling looked stunned when it was announced that it won. He probably assumed. And that's the other thing too. Of those 6 nominees, 3 of them were from Barbie. It was I'm Just Ken, Dua Lipa's Dance the Night, and Billie Eilish's What Was I Made For? So I'm sure he didn't think I'm the one to beat those 2.
Right.
So
Billie Eilish would be pissed.
She's won so many awards.
I mean, but her song is like better musically than this
yeah,
sort of like
more
pop
of
jam.
a real song,
Right.
kind of in that sense. But Mark Ronson, who co-wrote it, the writers went up and accepted the award. Ryan Gosling not only was surprised that it won, didn't go on stage. He just sat there like, what?
Good on him. Good on him.
Yeah, I think that was, so many moments at these award shows are so contrived and fake. And, I won? You know you were going to win.
Right.
He looks like he really didn't think he was going to win and was genuinely shocked. Like, really?
Right. Okay, on to our next story. Hulk Hogan played a good Samaritan when he helped a woman whose car had flipped over on a highway. So this was in Clearwater, Florida, and this car was erratically swerving across lanes to try to catch their exit.
You've done that before. That's happened. You're like,
I'm not going to say I've done it, but I've seen it a lot.
Not the cutoff, but when you're like, oh crap, that's my exit.
I hate motorists who are so selfish and they're like, I'm the most important motorist. I'm going to block everybody else. But anyway, this car struck another car and the car flipped over, the innocent car, And then because Hulk was behind them in his car, him and his buddy Jake stopped their car and literally unbuckled the lady's seatbelt, popped her airbag, and removed her from a flipped car.
And that woman in the car that flipped. I mean, think like how all of that happened probably in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You're driving on the highway, and then suddenly somebody cuts you off that you don't expect, flips your car over, and you're shocked from that. And then you look, and Hulk Hogan's cutting you out of the car.
You must just be like, okay, I think I died and went to heaven. Like, what is going on?
Or I'm having the weirdest dream I've ever had.
Bizarre. He's 72, Hulk.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for an old man like that to be like rescuing people from cars.
Well, you have to. So if you're behind a car and you see that, do you stop to help them, or do you just like call 911 or assume somebody else is going to do something?
If I see something like that and I can stop, I think I would. I mean, you don't know what you do in that like 2 seconds to decide type thing. But I think,
you have to. Really.
You have to, I think. But, good on Hulk for doing it, obviously. Newly baptized, too. He just got baptized at 70.
Well, he is really trying to get into heaven here.
He really is.
You don't want to hedge your bets when you get in your 70s.
No. Okay, on to our final story. Reportedly, Travis Kelce isn't going to propose to Taylor Swift anytime soon. There were lots of rumors sort of circulating, but I think those rumors were started by the Swifties probably. But we've heard from sources that they're not getting engaged and they're barely even considered serious by their friends. They're still like in the honeymoon phase. They haven't spent enough time together because of their competing schedules. That any sort of people talking about an engagement are just wrong or on hopium.
They thought it was going to happen early summer, but we saw them after the Chiefs game. They won. She was there in the crowd, like dancing with Travis's mom again, and you see them walking out holding hands, and she's got his custom jacket on with his number on it. It is like the quarterback and the cheerleader in high school. Just, they're walking hand in hand, and she's all puppy love, eyes on him and him on her. But yeah, it kind of makes sense that this is still sort of the honeymoon phase because, when a relationship's new and exciting and all that, that's when you're doing stuff like that.
Mm.
When they're like walking along both on their phone, that's when you know it's a real relationship.
Yes.
It's like, oh, we're in love now because we don't have to be on each other.
100%. I mean, they've both got such busy professions that they can't have had that much sort of downtime to relax and sort of like Netflix and chill. And like he's in the playoffs right now. They met when he was in season a few months ago. I mean, hopefully, and also when he finishes the season, she's going on a world tour again.
Right.
It's very hard for these sort of people to find and maintain a connection because he says he's going to play on football next year. So, I mean, he just has to, if he wanted to, keep the relationship with Taylor above all else, I mean, I'd retire if I was him and just, hold her handbag and go with her everywhere.
But then what if it doesn't work out?
I mean, you made your bet.
That's true. That's a chance you take.
I bet on Taylor rather than another season in the NFL.
It'll be interesting to see. You're right. Like she goes back on her tour in February, right when the NFL season's over. So through the whole, it's also weird to think they've only been publicly dating since last September, and maybe sometime early last summer they started. It seems so much longer than that.
Yeah.
But he's been playing this whole time. So when he's done, we all almost every week there's a Chiefs game. We see her in her suite, and we see her and him walking out after. Are we going to now see him on her tour?
Oh, you better.
You better.
You better. Because she's done it for him. He better do it for her. Like at every gig.
Every single concert, he needs to be there.
If Travis isn't ready to propose, I think I know someone who is. Brittany Mahomes.
Oh, yeah.
Brittany Mahomes would marry Taylor Swift in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat.
You see these two together in the suite, and they love each other. Like, they're all over each other, hugging and doing, what is it, the swag... What's it called, Wild? The swag surf? Is that a huge TikTok thing? I don't know.
You sound like such an old man.
I know.
Is that what the kids are doing on the TikTok these days?
That's not surfing.
Yeah, they are best besties right now. I say right now because if Taylor and Travis break up, I don't know that we'll be seeing Brittany Mahomes and Taylor hanging out.
I think we will.
You think so?
Well, if Brittany has her way, Brittany's not going to like delete her number or anything like that. There's not going to be no sort of bro code.
No, she's not going to delete the number she has. Taylor's going to change the number she has.
that would be because the thing is about Taylor that she moves on fast from friends. She has this squad, then she has that squad, and so maybe her time with Brittany is just
I guess to be fair to Taylor, like even if they are like best pals in the world, if she and Travis break up, do you hang out with the woman who's married to your ex's teammate and friend. Because then you're just putting yourself back in that circle. That's weird.
I don't think Taylor would make any effort to see Britney, but Britney would make any effort it took.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and as would I if I was Britney, to be honest.
Of course you would. But, if Taylor and Travis do eventually get married and say they live happily ever after, is that bad for her? Like, business-wise? Because, all of her albums, like, oh, who's this song about? Or what is she saying? Or how did this guy break her heart? If it's just, Travis and I had another good weekend.
I think you got to evolve, and I think that there's so many people are invested in this relationship that, no, I think it'd be like to have a baby, right? Songs about having a baby and parenting and I think these two are just so beloved, and because it's the whole sort of like cheerleader, football jock type thing in our minds, I just think this is a story that we will keep watching until its conclusion, to be honest.
And is it weird? As tired as we are of talking about it, I kind of do hope it works for them.
I do too, but I also feel a lot of sort of something about maybe it's jealousy or resentment towards
you are
Travis.
so petty. That's true. It's jealousy for you, but
it's kind of like
it's like two people who got everything.
Yeah,
like they're good looking, successful, rich, famous.
Yeah,
you don't get everything.
And here we are on the pod, like, you know what I mean? Just like,
yeah, we have everything too.
Right?
So people are jealous of us.
I tell you what, the Chiefs better win the Super Bowl, because if they don't, everyone's coming for Taylor. Rightly or wrongly, Travis Kelce did not have a good game. He dropped 3 gimmies, and everyone wants to have the narrative, Taylor Swift curse. Like all the media out there are ready to press enter on that thing. Like and so to
especially
prevent
because
that,
he started the season off so strong.
And then he's like, hasn't had from his own admission, he hasn't had a good year. So,
but if they do win, then does she get all the credit?
No, because they won last year.
So she's only a jinx, but she's not a good luck charm.
Right.
Well, that's not fair.
Right. Well, thank you very much for joining me today, Eric.
It's always fun.
It's always fun, and we will see you guys here tomorrow. Goodbye.